that oh, okay, you may not have been hearing me, that was off. So the biggest thing I feel with relationships and friendships is that and especially with women, it can be challenging, again, because we do have the whole, like, "Well, she's prettier than me, everybody's gonna wanna talk to her, nobody's gonna wanna talk to me," and you gotta take that out of your head. You gotta, be confident in yourself, be confident in what you're capable of, and be confident with your friends. Be confident that, "You know what? My friends look really good. If she pulls that guy, there's gonna be another one out here for me." And that's kinda how I had to that's how I shifted my mindset when I go out with my girls, because I remember when I was younger, in my younger years, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of, well, the guys aren't gonna like me because this friend, she's like freaking gorgeous, I mean, I'm like a six compared to her, and I would compare myself to other women, and that's just not how we want our friendships to go. And I think the older that I am, and being around more people that are like-minded like me has been so beneficial and so helpful to that. I cannot have I can. I won't say I can't. There's can is not in my vocabulary, but I can produce friendships with those that do have insecurities, because my whole goal is I'm gonna build you up. I'm gonna, help you to let go and release some of those insecurities and not have those insecurities. So those are some things that I'm going to be that I've worked on as an adult and growing up as an adult. So I'm sorry, I was making sure because I hope you guys can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay. I think you guys can hear me now. If you guys are listening, let me know if you guys can hear me. So back to like friendships. So friendships are and with men, I think there are still some insecurities too. And I'd love to have, some guys on here talking about their friendships. So I'm going to be having some guest speakers that are going to be coming on, and some of my friends that are going to be coming on to talk about our friendship and to talk about how what it means to have a friendship, and how it affects us and what we need in order to build and continue to have friendships. I think that that's huge to have them on here and be able to express that, so that maybe that can help you with your friendships. If you're having a hard time with friends, or you're having a hard time building those friendships and continuing with friendships, there's something going on there, and you might want to reevaluate that and really think on, okay, what is going on? Is it the people that I am associating myself with? Is it my own insecurities? Is it my lack of wanting to communicate with others healthy and in a positive light? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there are friendships, and I call them vampires. Vampires are the ones that will suck the life out of you. And it's only because they don't know how to be happy within their own skin. They don't know how to be happy with their own life, and they don't know how to change that, how to address that, how to fix that. And the best ways to be able to fix that is really get to know who you are and love yourself for who you are. If you're a more quiet person, that's fine. You don't have to be loud and obnoxious like some of the people that are around you. There's no reason for that. All you have to do is understand and recognize that there is more. I kinda lost my train of thought, I'm not gonna lie. There is more to, being able to be around those that are not like you, to be able to bring you into the person that you're meant to be. And look, I'm gonna put it like this. This is how I'm gonna put it. Here we go. There's my train of thought back. Being presented or being in front of somebody or meeting somebody new, there is a reason behind that. There is a rhyme or reason why somebody comes into your life when they do. And if you're closed off to that and you've got your walls up and you don't let them in, where are you going to go? How are you going to be able to learn and grow if you're not breaking those walls down and letting other people in? And that's what I'm seeing, and that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing a lot of people that are just so closed off. They don't know what to say. They're scared maybe of what to say. They don't know how to say it, or they're afraid of how they might come off to somebody. Like, I'm going to start talking and this person's going to think I'm crazy. Well, I don't even care. I am crazy. I'm a great crazy. I'm a fun and loving and bubbly crazy person. But at the same time, I have respect for other people. And, you know, and you got to think of it this way too. Just because somebody does come into your life and they don't seem to mesh well with you, or they don't seem to really fit maybe within your circle, you're still meant to see them and meet them for a reason. And I think a lot of times for me it's because I learn what I don't want in a friendship. And it's not the person. I love the person and I'm going to love that person. Even vampires. I love vampires. I just love them from a distance. I don't have to love them and have them in my space and in my bubble if they're toxic or if they're not, like-minded like me. If they're not willing to grow and learn and also to be able to have a good time. I like to be around people that like to have a good time, that like to enjoy life, live life, because life is short. And we don't know what tomorrow holds. We have no idea what tomorrow holds. So having those good and healthy friendships and letting new people in your life is huge. It's huge. And getting to know them, getting to learn more about them, getting to understand their quirkiness or their, crazy. What kind of crazy are you? Everybody's got a crazy, okay? I don't you can't say you're not crazy. We are all crazy in some way, shape, or form. It just depends on what kind of crazy there is. And there's a lot of different varieties of crazy, let me tell you. And it's just a matter of what crazy you're willing to put up with and what crazy you're willing to have in your life and to be a part of, right? So I think that that's a really big deal. So again, the walls and what I have been seeing within a lot of people is they you can see that they want that connection. You can see that they want that friendship. However, it's it's hard for them. And that's when we need to dig deep, I feel. That's when we need to dig deep and find out why it is I think that that person is so closed off, and really listen to them and really get to know them. So, my favorite thing to say is to be curious. Be curious in everything. If you are not curious in everything, you are not learning, you are not growing. And so be curious in your new friendships, be curious in your new relationships that are coming in to your life and find out why they're there. Be present. Put your phone down. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is another thing that I love about my girlfriends. My girlfriends, when we go out, our phones are not out very much, like, very little, like, maybe we're waiting for somebody to text us because 'cause they're on their way or something like that, that's about it. We're not sitting there at the out dancing or whatever, we're not sitting there on social media, we're being present. When you go out to eat with your friends, be present, put the phone away, actually be able to listen to them and really enjoy their company, and that's when you can be the most curious, right? Because now you've got questions, now you've got things that you can talk about instead of scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or any of those social media things. Like that should be like maybe, you know, uh, again, you don't want any screen time an hour before bed. An hour before bed, you really need to put your phone down and do your breathing and relax your body to be able to have a good night REM sleep. A lot of times people think that they need to have the TV on or have be scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through something or TikTok, and what they're missing and what they're lacking in or what they're doing actually is they're continuing that brain activity to keep going. So even though you're maybe asleep, you're not really fully asleep and you're not getting REM sleep. That's just a little tip of the day for you guys. A little insight on some research that I have done a lot of actually. So anyway, back to social media in your phone. And any laptop or device, like, okay, so I have a couple of friends too. We like to go to business lunches. When we go to business lunches, we take our laptop, but we still interact with people. We're still present. It's so much fun. Cause I'll tell you right now. So like me and Tiffany, she's one of my good friends. She was supposed to come on here this morning, but she was not able to wake up in time. That's okay. We love her. She didn't get a whole lot of good sleep last night, but, and it happens. She was probably on the screen too much. And if she's listening, why aren't you chiming in, Tiffany? I know you're listening. Okay, so when her and I go, we like to go to the Rim because it's so good. That food is good. Their food is good. The atmosphere is awesome. I just love it there. So anyway, we go and we sit at the Rim and we have our laptops out, and we had these two gentlemen that were sitting across from us, and they were looking over at us, and they're like, "Why are you guys here?" And I said, "What? I'm sorry." And he's like, "Why are you guys here? Why are you with your laptops? Like, are you in the laptop club? Do we need to bring our laptops next time?" I was like, "Yes, you do. It's calling being productive, but having fun at the same time." It's called getting out of the office and getting into a new, atmosphere, because sometimes we get so stuck in our office that, you know, we're missing out on things. We're missing out on meeting new people, and, like, with my business, with my line of work, with my life coaching and with my real estate, it's it's challenging if you're just stuck in the office all the time to meet new clients. So I like to be out and about. I like to get out of the office. And so I was sharing that with them, and Tiffany was too. And we were telling them, they were like, oh, and then they were joking around saying, "Y'all aren't really working." I was like, "Oh, yes, we are. We can multitask." So, but anyway, like, it's just fun stuff like that that you're able to do with your friends. I was still able to have a good time and enjoy her presence and enjoy her being there, but we were working. But that's called a working lunch. Okay. If you're out to actually dinner with your girlfriends and you're going to go have a good night with your girlfriends, go bowling, whatever, your phone should not be a part of that. It should not. Again, the only time you should be on your phone is if you're waiting for somebody, or if somebody is messaging you to let you know, "Hey, I'm running behind," or "I'll be there in 5," something like that. That's understandable. Or if your kids call, I mean, of course, 100%. And but the point of this is, like, to build a really healthy and loving and respectful relationship. That does not need to be a part of it. The phone does not need to be a part of it. Social media does not need to be a part of it. Post your pictures after. That's what I like to do. I like to post all my pictures after instead of right in that minute, because that is a distraction. It will distract me and I will automatically start scrolling instead of actually paying attention now to my friends that I came out with to have a good time, not to be stuck on my phone. So there is that. So keep that in mind, everybody. We are going to be taking a short little break. And when we get back, I'm going to be talking about friendships virtually, virtual friendships. I'm going to be talking about that a little bit as well. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I've got some more really good stuff. I hope some of this stuff has been helpful for you guys. Feel free to chime in or call in. Number is 817-637-2585. Again, that's 817-637-2585. All right, stay tuned. I'll be back in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to talk about some virtual friendships. Oh.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleburne, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleburne, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered. Out-of-date carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleburne, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleburne, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store, they got you covered.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Still got to talk to Tiffany about getting a new song for that. I mean, it's a great song, but I think I want something different now. All right. So, Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 24/7 on the TuneIn Radio Network. TuneInJoco.com is the place to find all the ways to listen and watch. And the station app is also available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search our store. Check out our lineup and more at JocoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Next Level Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep at 844 TEX Hail. That's 844-839-4245. Again, that's 844-839-4245. Also, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to dress your arms and more at the Tiffy.com. She's got these awesome sleeves that you can just put the sleeves on with a t-shirt. And then when it gets hot, you can take the sleeves off because, it's Texas. Give it an hour, it will change, right? So thank you guys for staying tuned. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm excited to have you guys back. We're going to be talking about virtual relationships now. Because in friendships, I really wanted to address that because this is where the world is going, you guys. The world is definitely going more virtual than anything else. So I really wanted to touch base on this and talk about it and maybe put like some positive light on it as well. So during the last decade, social media has increasingly become an important part of everyday life. Websites such as Facebook and Twitter have millions of people logging in every day. Many of them communicate daily with people with whom they have never met face to face. The prominence of virtual relationships in people's life has made it fascinating topic for psychologists to study, even more so as initial research suggests that the nature of online communication is distinctly different from our social interactions in real life. It is so different. I would 100% have to agree with that. So there's a connection, but there's this lack of real connection, I feel, when you have a virtual relationship with somebody. So virtual relationships and social media. One prominent difference between face to face and virtual relationships is the fact that self disclosure tends to occur much faster. One reason for this is the anonymity associated with online relationships. People tend to hold off disclosing personal information in real life for fear of ridicule or rejection, unless they are confident that they can trust the person and that information won't be leaked to mutual friends. However, there is much less risk of this in a virtual relationships. So people can share personal experiences and thoughts without much risk of the intimate information getting to people they know. So, this is what I really wanted to talk about. This is really crucial, in my opinion. So, we should be able to feel comfortable sharing anything with our friends. If we have friendships where we don't feel that we have to hide or not be able to disclose these things that are happening in our lives and be honest with our friends, that's probably not a friendship worth having, if you ask me. You need to be able to trust your friends. You need to be able to open up again. That's that wall, right? So, what's crazy to me is that we feel more comfortable talking to a complete stranger, which honestly, it makes sense because I mean, that's typically how it goes, right? However, on social media, telling somebody completely everything, like there's me personally, I wouldn't be able to do that. I feel more comfortable telling my real friends, my people that are in front of me, that I've known, that I've built relationships and have had time with. I feel much better in that sense to be able to present my true and honest self. And that's what you're going to get from me. That's what we're lacking in today is being genuine human beings, being who you are, telling people who you are, being truthful about it. If something's going on, be truthful about it. Why do we hide things? When we hide behind closed doors, when we hide underneath the covers, and we're not living. We're not living. Find those in your real life that you can actually 100% be honest and truthful with. Now, I think it's great that we're able to do that virtually 100%. Now, please be careful though, there are a lot of scammers out there. And if they ask for you to talk to them on any other site than what you're talking to them already on, first of all, why? That's ridiculous. Why would I even want to Google chat you if I'm chatting with you on here? It doesn't make sense to me. And I ask this question all the time. Why can't we just chat on here? Why does it have to be on your terms? Why does it have to be a platform you want to use? It's very, very questionable to me, ma'am or sir. So I'm very honest and blunt with them about that too. I'm like, no, no. If you can't talk to me right here still, well, we've got issues. And one of them is you're a scammer and I'm not falling for that because I'm smarter than that. Thank you. So anyway, that's kind of going towards the virtual stuff, but not really friendships wise. But they try to build a friendship with you. They try to get you to like them, and then they want to, hey, chat with me on here, da 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 da, this on this site now. No, I'm not on here very often. Obviously, you're on here a lot. Your green light is showing majority of the day from what I've seen. So that just cracks me up. I'm like, I am not stupid. But anyway, so the hyper personal model of virtual relationships, okay, suggesting that is self-disclosure in online relationships happens earlier than in face-to-face ones. Relationships quickly become more intense and feel more intimate and meaningful. Wow, okay. I have to say I have not experienced that. Um maybe like I don't know if this is reflecting more towards like dating relationships. I'm kind of going based off of this article, so I'm going to read a little bit more into this because that for me, when I did read this the first time, that for me does not resonate with me. I don't feel as if I would become more intense and intimate and meaningful in a virtual relationship versus a I'm right in front of that person relationship. I, though, am a social butterfly and I like to be in front of people. So I think that that is going to be a different kind of scenario with a different kind of personality personally. But we'll keep reading. That can also end more quickly. Yeah, that is very true. However, as it is difficult to sustain the same level of intense, self disclosure for a long time, Walt Walther also suggests, so this is one of the psychologists that did this study. Walther also suggests that virtual relationships may feel more intimate because it is easier to manipulate self-disclosure online than face-to-face. Participants in online conversation have more time to edit their responses to present themselves in a more positive light. Walther calls the selective self-presentation. I like that. Selective self-presentation. Projecting a positive image will then make an online partner want to disclose more personal information, increasing the intensity of the relationship. I completely understand that, but okay, it's like this. All right, so I have a really good friend of mine. She went on a date recently, and I hope she doesn't mind me kind of sharing a little bit of this. I'm not going to give you her name, but she went on a date recently, not that long ago, and she was talking to this person quite a bit, and then they finally decided to meet up. Well, when they met up, there wasn't that connection there. There was, she wasn't feeling what she was feeling in her text messages. So I completely believe that in this research, there is facts to that. There's 100% facts to that. Now, this is one of the other reasons why I feel that she had this and had this probably feeling. I feel that if you're going to be dating, it is very important to stop texting and actually talk to the person on the phone. Okay. Talk to the person on the phone. That is going to build a little bit more of that connection with that person, regardless if it's romantic or if it's just a friendship, but it's still going to build something to where you guys can figure that out a little bit easier by talking on the phone, not just texting. And that's what's wrong with the world I feel today in the dating world is there's a lot more texting and a lot less phone calls. So if you're dating and you're on dating sites right now, make phone calls. Talk to the person on the phone for a little bit if you haven't had the chance to actually meet up, and be open. Walls down. Be yourself. Be your authentic, genuine self when you go on that date. If you are, a single person, if you are in a relationship, definitely text still. You want to send those little emojis and text messages that are, you know, making the relationship interesting, especially if you have like a busy work day, just letting your significant other know that you're thinking about them, even if it's just like a quick emoji or something like that. That's really, I think that's really awesome and beneficial. So anyway, so however, I don't know how to say that last name, and Kaisler, I can say that because it's German, suggested that online relationships might be less open and honest than face-to-face ones, because in real life we are relying on a lot of subtle cues, such as facial expressions and tone of voice, and these cues are absent in virtual communications. Reduced cues theory. According to this theory, reduction in communication cues leads to de individualization because it diminishes people's feelings of individual identity and brings on behaviors that people usually restrain themselves from displaying, such as aggression. This may make online communications more aggressive, and the consequence of this is a less self-disclosure from other people, as they may fear becoming victims or verbal violence. Wow. So this stuff happens, and I'm going to tell you, I had a girlfriend of mine. She was she was talking to this guy, met him on a dating site or a dating app, and he was obsessive, and he didn't really reflect that right off the bat. He was very, like, closed off to that at first, and he was just being nice and sweet, and she was really thinking he was awesome. This is a great guy. Luckily, he did not live in the same state, so I just was very happy about this. However, this guy, all of a sudden, like, if she didn't text him back in, like, 5 minutes, he would start blowing up her phone, like, "What are you doing? Who are you with?" I'm like, "Whoa. Whoa. Bro, you need to calm down." Like, obviously, he has some insecurity due to a past relationship where there was a lot of that taking place, and he has not gotten over that. So he's really not ready to move on into another relationship and really needs to work on that on himself before going into another relationship, because he's going to bring that into the next relationship, which is no bueno. So I was like, girl, block, 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 block him. And he would call her, he would blow up her phone. I mean, it was ridiculous. So, guys, if you have insecurity with jealousy, or and I mean, he lived out of state, so it made it even more intense, right? Made it way more intense. And the verbal abuse that she was given from him, because he wasn't getting what he wanted when he wanted it, and was feeling like there was somebody else that was there, or she was seeing other guys, like a lot of other guys, he was freaking out on her. And let me tell you, gentlemen, do not do that. If you want to have a relationship and you're really wanting to have and meet your soulmate, you are not going to meet a soulmate acting like that. You will not. You will not. Guess why? Because you need to fix you. You need to love yourself, and you need to let go of your past and let go of past relationships in order for you to move on into a new one. I'm just saying. So if that resonates with you, I hope that that was helpful. I would definitely seek maybe some counseling, seek a psychiatrist, whichever you prefer, but I know men tend to not think that that's necessary, or think that that's going to work for them, or they can do it all on their own. I'm going to tell you right now, you keep trying to live in insanity, and you keep living and trying to do the same thing and expect different results, and you're going to continue to catch yourself in the wrong relationships, or not even have a relationship with someone. So if you want change, you have to do something different. And I'm going to tell you right now, counseling and psychiatrist, if you are that over the top, definitely need that. That would be very good and helpful for you to be able to have a healthy relationship in the future. All right. So, another difference between online and face to face interactions is absence of gating. Okay, let's find out what that means. In real life, our attraction to other people is greatly influenced by their appearance, mannerisms, and factors such as age and authenticity, limiting our choice of potential partners. In virtual interactions, however, these barriers, these gates, are absent. This creates more opportunities for shy and less attractive people to develop romantic relationships, even when these factors are discovered later. When relationships move from virtual to face phase, they rarely decrease in already developed attraction as a result of the feeling of intimacy brought by more open self disclosure. The absence of gating also means that people can establish virtual identities they could never create face to face. A shy person can become outgoing and attract and oh sorry, an extrovert. Oh my gosh, I can't say. Ah, uh, okay, so like like a outgoing and more yeah, we're just gonna go with outgoing because I can't say that word for some reason right now. For example, an extrovert. There we go. So I'm an extrovert, but that's what that is. These are. I feel those are facts. I do feel that those are facts. I feel that you can build in a connection and and feelings of intimacy with somebody, regardless of what they necessarily, if they're as attractive as what you may typically go for. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes you don't want necessarily the most attractive person. You want the person that you're going to be able to get along with, right? You want the person that you're going to feel comfortable with and have fun with and enjoy being around. So I feel that there is some facts in that. And I do also, you know, there the factors of, limiting those appearances and mannerisms, like you're missing a little bit of that, right? With virtual dating. I'm just going to go with virtual dating too. But it does create that more, it does help with those that are shy. It absolutely does. Because they feel a little bit more comfortable, I feel, with more virtual opportunities and it's a lot less intimidating to talk to somebody online versus actually in person. And I do feel that there are a lot of gentlemen out there that feel that way as well. So, especially if there's a beautiful woman, you walk into a place, a beautiful woman or a beautiful guy, even for a girl, and you're intimidating, like, are they intimidating? And you don't know if you should walk up to them or not. So sometimes I feel like virtual dating or virtual communication or social media platforms are a little bit more helpful with that for sure. So if that's what you feel works for you and resonates for you, I definitely feel that you should acquire that more often, but also break out of your shell. And when you are out and about, break out of that shell and go talk to somebody. Just do it randomly at any point in time with just somebody one day, just one day, and break that habit of thinking that you can't approach someone, right? Because you should be able to approach anybody. And if they're rude, move on to the next one. And stop being rude. People, there's no reason to be rude to other people. If somebody comes up to you and they're being nice, be nice back. You know, I do. Okay, so unless okay, so there is a situation that could occur. So some girlfriends and I, we went out to dinner, and these two gentlemen approached us, and there was three of us, and there was two gentlemen. They approached us, and they were talking to us, and one was very interested in my friend, and he started talking and communicating with her, and he kept tearing down his buddy that he was staying with there. Like he kept talking badly about him, and it just did not I knew it was because he was nervous, and she probably was intimidating to him, and so his nerves got the best of him, but it like, you make sure you know what approach you're going to take too, and if you do start to get nervous or something, maybe say, "Hey, you know what? I'm a little nervous talking to you, so I don't know what's gonna come out next." You could even go that way. I mean, just be honest, but don't put your friend down. Oh my goodness, that was something. That was something. Okay, so real quick, what time? Okay, I've got a little bit of time left. Let me see. I want to kind of jump ahead a little bit into issues and debates virtual relationships. I kind of like this. I think this is a good ending here, right here. My words, they're not coming out. Research into virtual relationships is based on the experience of mainly Western technology developed cultures. Internet technology is not readily available in some countries. So the conclusions about the development and effects of virtual communication and on romantic relationships cannot be applied to them. In addition, attitudes of self disclosure are different in different cultures. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. In addition, attitudes to self disclosure are different to different cultures. For example, uh, Nakanchi found that in contrast to American culture, women in Japan preferred lower levels of self disclosure in close relationships. This demonstrates that the level of self disclosure depends on cultural norms and may affect the communication styles online. This lowers the validity, validity. Oh my gosh, the validity of research into virtual relationships, limiting the range of relationships it explains. There are also important gender differences in virtual relationships as well. Found that women tended to rate their relationships formed online as more intimate and valued self disclosure, especially in regards to emotion, more highly than men. I mean, I think that would have been typical anyway. But men, on the other hand, preferred activities based, such as common interest in motorsports, disclosure, and rated their online relationships as less close than face-to-face ones. This suggests that research into online relationships may show alpha bias. I'm having a good one this morning, let me tell you, as it assumes that males and females experiences on virtual relationships are different. However, it could be the male and female experiences of the virtual relationships are similar, and there are methodology issues with the research in this area that oh my gosh, exaggerate the differences. Did y'all get all that? I hope so. Oh my goodness, my reading skills this morning not so great. Um, so all right, so I just want to touch base a little bit on that too. Men and women are it's going to be different. A woman's going to want more of the emotional side and ask more of the emotional questions, whereas the guy is going to ask the more common questions, right? I think like any time that I have been on any kind of site or anything like that, it has the very next question, even on social media. The very next question is first, how are you doing? Great, good, awesome. And then the second question that the dude asks every time is, "What do you do? What do you do for work?" Work does not define me. My job does not define me. It does not make me who I am. It is just a part of my life. It's a part of something that I have to do daily, but it does not define me. So I always thought it was quite entertaining that that was going to be the very second question that was asked. So there are times where I will dodge that question because it's like that's not who I am. What I do for a living is what I enjoy. I definitely do what I enjoy. And I love being in real estate. I love being on the radio. I love helping other people. So that's why my life coaching is going to be taking off here within the next year. I feel that I'm really going to really start promoting that a lot more. For one, I'll have my broker's license and I'll be able to have a team under me. So I feel that that would be the perfect timing for me to be able to do that and really dig into my passion of helping other people and helping them to see the more positive side of things, and also to help them break out of their shell, help them to be able to create healthy, amazing, positive relationships, help them to be able to be more successful in life, based off of their career or anything. Being successful doesn't necessarily mean your career. That's why my word for the year for me, for myself, like you pick a word every year that you want to accomplish within that year. Mine is success. It and that does not mean success in my businesses. It means just success in my life. I'm becoming more successful in my life, meaning I'm letting go of bad habits and promoting and producing more healthier and better habits for myself. And it also means being successful with my friendships, being successful with my daily routines of what I want to do daily, right? So success is my word for the year, and so far it's coming. It's coming along. I really feel that I have really started to be breaking out of some of those bad habits that I created with a past relationship, and I feel that I am absolutely breaking away from the toxicity of the others that may have been around me at the time, and I'm producing more healthier, more positive, more secure, not insecure, more secure relationships. And what I mean by that, and going back into friendship before we end the show, friendships, there needs to be insecurity in a friendship and in a relationship is not good. If you're feeling insecure when being around somebody, you need to shift that mindset. Shift that mindset quickly, because first of all, that's going to hurt your friendship. Okay. Second of all, it's going to produce drama. And I don't like drama. I steer clear as best as possible. I don't want no drama in my life. I really don't. So I live my life and I live my best life and I live it daily. And if you want to know more on how to do that or how I do that, feel free to contact me. I'm Lady Diana on a lot of my social media platforms. And that's just a name that I came up with because it's better than Dirty Diana, which is another nickname that I have been given. Um, and I have another one that came up recently, but I won't share that one today. Uh, we'll leave that one alone. But anyway, friendships, that's if you're struggling in friendships or you're struggling with relationships or you're struggling with just, health, keeping a positive, healthy mindset, definitely reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you and guide you in the right direction. I have had I've done so much research and I have been doing the daily routines to produce that for myself. And if I can provide that to somebody else and help them get there, I would be happy to do so. So definitely reach out to me. I'm here to help you. I'm here to get you out of your funk or change your vocabulary. A lot of times our vocabulary is what's killer in our friendships and within our lifestyle. If you're saying I'm depressed, you're going to be depressed. You're manifesting it, you're putting it out there into the universe and you're creating that to be your reality. So if you don't want to be depressed, say I'm calm before action. And I have so many more of those vocabulary words that I can shift for you and give you different words to say to get you out of that headspace, that mind space, that language that we've learned from an earlier on age that has been toxic. So, you guys, that is the end of my show today. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Lady Diana signing off. I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have a great, fabulous, fabulous week and stay positive. Love you guys.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved